Hello, fight fans. Happy 4th of July to everybody. Usually I do everything fighting, so if you love fighting, make sure and hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe so you're notified whenever I drop a new video or go live like August 15th for Daniel Cormier versus Stipe Miocic 3. Today, for the first time though, I'm going to do a little bit of cooking. So, welcome to episode 1 of Seattle Mike's Cooking with Friends. Now, I'm going to admit, I don't do a lot of cooking, and a lot of the cooking that I do ends up outside on the barbecue. But one thing that's constantly requested of me by my immediate family, my wife, my kids, and then my parents, siblings, friends, anybody that comes to a barbecue, is my special riblets. And there's a few different things that you're going to need to make these. First, you're going to have to go, if you don't know what riblets are, maybe you've had them at a restaurant like Applebees. They'll have a riblets platter. There's a few different places that have riblets. You can use pork spare ribs. You can use baby back ribs for the purpose of picnics, barbecues, especially if you have kids. These are much easier to cut through for people. They're much easier to eat. They're not as messy, especially as baby backs. If you love baby backs, I've done that too. But today we're going to do riblets. So just ask your butcher at your local grocery store or meat market for the riblet cut, and they should be able to help you with that. So what I've done today is, we always cook big. We have people coming over. We always figure we're better to have leftovers than to run out. Nobody wants to feel like they're taking the last of something or something's almost out. You know, they're hesitant to grab something. Nobody wants to be a pig. They don't want to ruin it for everybody else. Generally, people aren't jerks, regardless of what the media says. Anyways, so what I did last night was I took about 6.5 pounds of riblets, and what you're going to need is I took a quart of Martinelli's Apple Sparkling Cider and poured it into a dish with my riblets. Then I matched that with about a quart of just any regular apple cider. You can use apple juice. Some people I know exchange maybe apple cider vinegar with adding some water. This is just what works best for me. Then today I'm going to add some brown sugar. I added some brown sugar. Get yourself some brown sugar. I would say for every pound, about 1/8 of a cup. So if you have 2 pounds, 1/4 of a cup. If you have 4 pounds, 1/2 a cup, and so on. And put this brown sugar in there liberally. Get yourself some cinnamon sticks. That's the next thing you're going to need is cinnamon sticks or dry cinnamon, either one. I don't marinate in the brown sugar and cinnamon because to me it's made the meat taste too much like those things, especially the cinnamon. If you cook it in with it though, it hasn't been a problem. So like I said, last night I put all of this together, and you guys can see I just put this on the burner a little while ago. But about 1/2 gallon of liquid, 6.5 pounds of meat. Got the cinnamon in there, got the brown sugar. I'm going to watch this, stir it, and I'm going to try to get it to, close to a boil there towards the end. These are going to be pretty much cooked by the time we go to the next step. And I'm going to take a cut off of the video. I'm going to stop it because I'm going to let these cook and boil for, around the next 15 minutes. And then another thing you're going to need today, actually make sure you have this either, some kind of pan that can bake. Yes, bake. The amount of ribs that you're going to have, don't worry, they're going to get on the grill eventually. But the next step I do, and my wife likes this, I like this too, because who wants to do a bunch of dishes on the 4th of July? These dishes are going to get very, very messy, I assure you. Get these like temporary pans like this. Get them for about $1. Get them at like a dollar store, a Walmart, a Winco, whatever you have in your area. You might need a couple of them. I have smaller ones here too. This is just what was around the house. But I'm going to show you what to do with the ribs next after I boil them. So I'll pick up there. I will see you very shortly. Hello friends, we are back cooking with friends. Our ribs have came to a simmer, our riblets, should I say, and now we're going to pull them out of the pot and put them into the oven. As I talked about earlier, you can get any kind of pan that you want. I generally use these disposable pans quite often because this makes a lot of mess. As I said earlier, barbecue sauce. I don't make my own barbecue sauce all the time. You don't need to. If you have a great recipe for your own homemade barbecue sauce, that's awesome. I mean, feel free to share it. I love it. What I do, though, generally is I will get Sweet Baby Ray's or Jack Daniel's, like the sweet one, sometimes with the honey. Doesn't really matter because I'm going to add my own honey. So I'm going to get some real raw and unfiltered honey. That's just my preference. And then the raw cinnamon, some brown sugar. Mix it all together. I have my barbecue sauce thing here. Now you're going to get to see what a riblet actually looks like. So we'll bring the camera down here. And honestly, I didn't drop the tongs on the floor, just on the oven. But it's not, at 15 minutes, it's not completely cooked. All of them don't have to be completely cooked. That's fine, because we're going to have about 2 more steps. But this is what the riblet looks like. And I'll just hold one of these up for a minute here. And I'll show you about here. There's going to be little bones through that whole thing. And you can cut a riblet into, it's like 4 or 5 smaller pieces. So these, I mean, they're ribs. They're going to be covered in barbecue sauce. They're still going to be messy. I don't know what to tell you on that. But they're generally much less messy than spare ribs, baby back ribs, that kind of thing. Some of these fold in here, of course. Nothing wrong with that one. I was just trying to get some that were straight just for the purpose of the video. And what I use for a lot of cooking is Lawry seasoning salt. I'll use Johnny's on a lot of other things, like Hispanic things. I'm going to do street tacos. Later on, it'll be one of the videos where I use Johnny's seasoning salt. For this, I use Lawry seasoning salt. It's just a taste preference thing. Nothing big, but I'm just going to give these all a pretty liberal amount of salt on each side, and then I'm going to take my barbecue sauce and I'm just going to slather. These are all going to get slathered several times, but let's just cover the entire thing liberally with this barbecue sauce. And like I said, you know, if you want it sweet, put a lot of honey in there, put a lot of brown sugar and cinnamon. I'm very liberal with the honey. My wife, she is very sweet, and she likes her riblets very sweet. And just to save time, you guys know what some covered in barbecue sauce looks like, but you know, it's covered there. If you like spicy, depending on who's coming over, sometimes I'll make a couple of racks of spicy. My wife's not big on the spice. It's real easy. If you already have your barbecue sauce, just throw in a thing of hot sauce, Louisiana hot sauce, Frank's Red Hot sauce, any of those wing sauces. And you can actually do your ribs in wing sauce. I've done that before too. For me, they come out a little dry because they're not quite as moist as wings, and it's a little weird with the apple cinnamon. It's not quite the right texture to me. I think you have to have the barbecue sauce with it, just for me. But if I'm going spicy and I already have something, and this is what I got for today for the 4th of July. Famous Dave's Devil's Spit. This is a restaurant here on the West Coast. I think they're pretty much nationwide here in the United States. But just look up Famous Dave's Barbecue Sauce Devil's Spit. You won't pay over $4 for it. You shouldn't pay over about $4 for it. I actually got it on sale for a little under $3, probably because it's 4th of July. But anyways, that's my favorite if I'm doing the spicy ribs. So I'm going to finish covering these in barbecue sauce. And behind me, I have the oven preheating to 350 degrees. So we're going to come back once these are in the oven and cooked, and we will do the final touch on the grill. And then maybe we'll get somebody to taste these and see how good they are. Back in one moment. All right, guys, this is right out of the oven. This is not yet the finished product. These have not even went on the grill yet, but a little bit of food pouring for you all. Still got the barbecue sauce. You can see that liquid on the top. That's all the honey waiting to go on this delicious goodness. I am a couple of American beers into an Independence Day, and I will come back after I pull these off the grill. Hope you're having a great 4th of July. All right, guys, this is some straight up food porn right now. Look at this. We got the grill marks. I put another layer of barbecue sauce with the honey on the outside of this after the layer that had been cooked in. Now, generally, I would recommend checking the inside temperature of your pork. If you follow these instructions at all, absolutely no reason to do that. We've actually cooked these 4 times now. To go through it again, first, we soaked it overnight in sparkling apple cider and apple cider, which is an acid, which cooks food. That's how ceviche is cooked, like when you put salsa in fish and people eat it. Then we boiled it pretty much to cooked in the apple cider, some cinnamon, some brown sugar, really get that flavor in there. Then we put some seasoning salt on it, the Lowry seasoning salt, covered it in barbecue sauce again, stuck it in the oven on 350 for about 25-30 minutes. Ended up being 30 today, but it's not an exact science as far as that is. And then on the grill, really, you only need about 5 minutes on each side. Just get your grill hot enough to get grill marks on there, honestly. It's, to your preference at this point, how well done you might want to say you want them on the outside, but these are going to be incredibly tender, guys. Incredibly tender. Well, thank you for joining me for the first episode of Cooking with Friends here. I hope you guys learned something. If you have any questions about any of this, or you want to see some more pictures, maybe some pictures of the bones, follow me over on Twitter, Seattle Mike at FightsW Friends. Until next time, as always, I love you, I respect you, and I'll see your fine asses next time.